Good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here. Thanks for tuning into the show. I hope everyone's weekend was good. Got some time to relax, things of that nature. Let me start this week's episode by apologizing for the atrocious quality that I have had as of recently. I take 100% responsibility and am rather quite embarrassed by it. But nevertheless, I am putting some things in place, and I have upgraded some equipment. Excuse me, to try and give you a better quality show. So I'm pretty new at this. Back when I started podcasting, it was just a simple headset, nothing overly complicated, and now I'm trying to upgrade and get into mixers and condenser microphones and stuff that, quite frankly, I have no idea really how it works, so this is a learning experience for me. But nevertheless, again, I apologize, and hopefully this episode will be much better quality and much better for your listening entertainment. So moving on, we are. I've got some vacation this week that I took off. I took the Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, by the way, coming up here on Thursday. I hope you get to do all of the things that are Thanksgiving orientated. As you know, I'm not much of a football fan. But, I know that's a big highlight of Thanksgiving Day. And of course, the food. Hopefully you take the time to, help out in the kitchen if you're hosting, and help facilitate some good food for everybody. Mostly the turkey. I feel like the really kind of the men's place, I guess, not to sound sexist or anything like that, is handling the turkey. Whether you deep fry, smoke, bake, whatever other methods there are to open spit, if you will. That's usually kind of our wheelhouse and sort of our contribution to the meal. So, with that said, as we have the holiday coming up, this week's topic is going to be travel tips and tricks. I know that a lot of people, maybe you've moved away from where you're normally living, or where you grew up, rather, this year. And, Thanksgiving is kind of the biggest first holiday where people come home to visit. And it's a big travel day. And it can be quite hectic, especially on the roads. And, I just want to give you some travel tips to help aid that, hopefully. So when my family and I go on vacation, we drive. My wife does not fly, and I'm totally okay with that. I don't mind driving. I like a good road trip, especially now since my kids are older, and just kind of throw their headphones on and zone out for the length of the car ride. But most of the time, we don't really travel anywhere but Florida. Florida is kind of was our home for a while, and it's always been a place that we have loved to visit. And many times our vacations are to Florida. So you have that about 20-hour drive, 24-hour drive that we actually split up into 2 days because it's a little easier and not as stressful, I guess. Although I am kind of the guy who I just like to get where I'm going, kind of thing. I don't stop to go to the bathroom unless I have to get fuel, and it's just kind of how I am. I'm definitely excited to get to the destination. However, as of recent, I've learned to slow down a little bit. It just keeps things calmer in the car, and you find your little roadside attractions that you like to stop at, and places that you like to eat that you don't have in your area. Maybe that's kind of a big thing for me. But nevertheless, we'll get into this list that I have comprised out of my noggin and my past experiences with traveling for vacations, holidays, etc. So the biggest one, number one, is dress comfortably. You're going to be stuck in a vehicle for hours at a time. My favorite apparel, and mock me if you will, is a pair of gym shorts, t-shirt, Crocs or flip-flops. I would go Crocs since they're a little better to drive in. And my watch, my Apple Watch, and that's it. Nothing in my pockets. I usually keep everything kind of in the door or in the center console. And I try to make sure, I dress as comfortably as possible. And then keep a hoodie kind of nearby if you're traveling to a colder destination when you have to get out and get fuel, stuff like that. But yes, number one, dress comfortably. Number two, this actually happened to us one time. I believe it was our first family trip to Florida 15 years ago now. So, maybe 10 years ago now. Notify your bank and your credit cards that you'll be traveling. So a short story here is we were at south of the border on our way home, and it was a Sunday, unfortunately. And the bank, we didn't notify the bank that we were traveling, and at the time the bank we used was very, very small. There was no app, there was no computer, no nothing. No one was there Saturdays, Sundays. Very, very small actual credit union. And they locked our card out. Never called us or anything, but just locked our card out for fraud, which I appreciate them watching our account after the fact, but during, I was pretty pissed. So I guess that we can, I don't know if I actually put this on the list. Huh. Okay, no, I didn't. So we'll call this tip 2A. Keep a extra credit card and some cash stashed away, just to kind of prevent being stuck without any kind of financial means. But yes, notify your bank and your credit cards that you'll be traveling, because they do keep an eye on things and try to prevent fraud. So go ahead and obviously let them know what's going on. Let's see. Number 3, use decent luggage. This is kind of a important thing, I guess. There we go. Sorry, I'm kind of messing with my settings as we go along here. I'm just trying to make sure that I get this right this time, because I'm really kind of tired of fucking it up. So yeah, use decent luggage. Use some. Personally, I like a big duffel bag. That's what I use for when I travel for work. My wife is a luggage person. I think they're kind of bulky and everything, but they do protect things more. But you just don't want zippers ripping or, shit coming apart, stuff falling out. And you want to try to keep things organized. Usually the better luggage that you have, the more organization there is that goes along with that. So definitely want to keep that in mind. and invest in some decent luggage, or kind of use your better luggage that you have around at home. Number 4, go ahead before, I don't know, a week or so before you get ready to go on the road, and invest some money into some chargers. That's all I can say. It is, especially with teenagers, they will drive you up the fucking wall about their phone going dead, or, charging their phone, etc. Also, if you're going to be using GPS off of your phone, you're going to want to make sure that you have your phone charged at all times. GPS, the screen stays on a lot, so it can kind of burn the battery out on your phone fairly quickly. So, yeah, definitely get a charger for you. Don't share chargers, pass it around. Chargers these days are pretty inexpensive. And with that, I would also, which I don't know, a lot of newer vehicles come with the USB ports for charging and hooking into, like CarPlay and stuff like that. However, I've noticed they don't really charge all that fast, or at least the ones that we have do not. So I would invest in maybe a couple cigarette lighter adapters that are a little higher wattage, just to make sure that your stuff is charged fairly quickly, and the battery stays up. Number 5, if you're going to be using your own vehicle or a rental vehicle, go ahead, check all your fluids, tire pressures, get those oil changes if you need to. You want to ensure that you do not have any breakdowns while you are traveling. That can be a definite nerve-wracking disaster of a day. Even check your spare tire. Make sure you have your jack, your tire iron, and that your spare is inflated in decent condition in the car, things of that nature. Number 6, identify your route. So we have gotten really good at finding alternate routes when we go on vacation. I do not use GPS, admittedly. I will use GPS if I get turned around or want to stop off somewhere and don't know how to get back to the highway. But for the most part, I go off of memory, and it seems to work out pretty well. But what I do is because we go usually once a year, I go ahead and open, Google Maps or whatever app, GPS app you like to use, and go through and just kind of get an idea of, exit numbers, stuff like that of my route, just to be sure. And you don't have to memorize your route, but, I take a route that is kind of less traveled. It is longer distance, but it's shorter time, which to me is much more important. But yeah, just go through, kind of identify your area, your exits, your route numbers, things of that nature, just so that way you're familiar in your travels in case you get turned around or anything like that. Number 7, the weather. Our last vacation, we ended up driving through which hurricane? It was the hurricane that was in August, and it came all the way up through the Northeast. So basically, we drove straight through it in Pennsylvania, I believe. And yeah, a lot of flash flood warnings, a lot of heavy downpours, definitely slowed us down, road closures, stuff like that. Keep an eye on your weather, plan for that. Especially now, just south of me, we just had our first snow for the year. I do know they had shut down some highways and stuff like that, because the snow was so wet and heavy, and it was causing some delays. So keep an eye on the weather, plan for that, always, especially on your trip. Next is going to be travel at night. Yes, I am a big fan of traveling at night. If you're okay with doing it, like you can stay awake and see. That's a big thing. A lot of people I know have night blindness. But yeah, if you are good with all that stuff, I would advise you to kind of travel at night. It'll make your trip go a lot smoother because not a lot of people travel at night. And if not, early in the morning, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, try to plan it out. That's another reason why we identify our route and kind of look around. So if you can plan your trip, leave at a certain time in the morning, and avoid any big cities right around rush hour if you're traveling during the week. That's also another good route to take is early in the morning. Number 9, leave at an earlier date or a later date. So I guess what I mean by that, and I don't know why the fuck I wrote it down that way, but yeah, you want to leave a little earlier than everybody else is going to. And I don't mean time, I mean day. So big travel day on holidays is Friday, so I would urge you to leave on a Thursday. A big travel day coming back is Sundays. I would urge you to leave on either a Saturday or a Monday. Kind of plan accordingly. Usually we leave Saturdays. You don't run into rush hour. There's not, people working usually on Saturdays, stuff like that. So yes, our travel day is usually a Saturday, home and to our destination. Let's see. From a safety standpoint, this is really important to me, especially if you're traveling with kids and stuff. And I might get some, argument out of this, but this is just how I feel about it. Gas up at large travel centers. So don't stop by your little rinky-dink 2-pump gas stations that are barely lit up, especially at night. Stick to those bigger travel centers, TA, Pilot, Flying J, Loves, stuff like that. Number one, it's going to provide you enough stalls for people to go to the restrooms. There's also they're also better lit. There's more people around, and it seems to be more of a popular stop. So you, as far as from a safety standpoint, that's a better idea in my opinion. And then number 11, which kind of goes with number 10, pit stops for everyone, not individuals. Everybody goes to the bathroom all at the same time, whether you got to go or not. It just cuts down on needless pit stops and having to find a rest stop and emergencies and panic in the car and all that stuff. Number 12, organize your entertainment. Now, you are, which I assume is the driver, I would think, but maybe not. But have your playlist, podcasts, things of that nature, especially the Adventures in Dudeness podcast, ready at the ready for your traveling experience. Get that stuff organized to begin with. You don't want to be dicking around on your phone while you're trying to drive or trying to figure out how to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto if you've never used it, things of that nature. Number 13 kind of goes with, I already sort of touched on this, but empty your pockets. I don't keep anything in my pockets when I drive. It just, for more of a comfort standpoint. And then, again, like I said, I usually wear like gym shorts. So those clothing articles are known for shit to drop out of your pocket in between the seats, stuff like that. So you don't want to be searching around for phones or wallets or anything of that nature. And if you, and I know this is a bad habit, but I'm going to mention it anyway, so just relax. If you happen to chew or smoke, keep that stuff out of your pockets. Keep it within kind of reach so you're not digging around for it or dropping your lighter or anything like that. When I used to smoke, I would, keep my cigarettes out, but I use these no nicotine pouches that have helped me quit smoking 3 packs a day for just about almost 3.5 years now. And, it's really at this point, it's just habit. It's nothing that's bad for me, but it's habit. So I like to keep them around because if I can't find them, I will get into kind of a panic. It just, like I said, just kind of a habit thing now. So I kind of always have to have one in my mouth. Number 14, check your load if luggage is outside. So for you roof rack folks or luggage carrier people or whatever you want to call them, keep an eye on that stuff on the roof because you don't want to lose all your luggage. Constantly watch, always be checking your mirrors as usual. But yeah, when you stop, just check your straps, make sure everything's good and secure. Make sure you use good quality tie down straps. Do the old dudeness test of give it that extra little click and then give her a slap and say that thing's not going anywhere. But yeah, definitely keep an eye on that stuff. It's not even so much of losing your stuff. It's you could cause an accident. People could die. It would be very, very bad. So yeah, it's, I try not to, I usually don't carry stuff on the outside. I try not to do that because I don't know. It's just me. I don't trust the shit. And I don't want to inadvertently cause an accident if something were to come off. Number 15, pack an overnight bag for everyone. This is a tip from my wife. We started doing this probably our second year going on vacation, or to Florida rather. We always stop halfway. We've identified a town and a hotel that we like, and we know it's clean and it's in a safe area, and we know it's about halfway to usually where we go. So what we do is we take one book bag, throw deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste, change of clothes, stuff like that inside that one bag and keep that accessible. So that way you're not unloading all the luggage and everything else for one night at a hotel. So yes, thank you to her for that very useful travel tip. Number 16, pick a midway point and research hotels ahead of time. Just like what I was saying, obviously number 16 was inspired by number 15, which was also inspired by my wife. But yes, one day I sat down, I opened up Google Maps, I took the mileage in between where we were in our house, I divided it by 2 and looked for a city around there, and then looked at kind of, you want to be pretty close to the highway. That's usually a pretty safe bet. But yeah, look at reviews from the hotel, and other businesses around there, and make sure you're staying in a safe spot. Number 17, water. Bring your own water. There is such thing as called traveler's diarrhea. It will get you will not be ill, but will be sick. Which also can be caused from, long time stress and in the car and a myriad of things, but water can be a pretty big impact on traveler's diarrhea. So, bring bottled water, stuff that you normally drink. I don't use the tap water places, with the exception of coffee, brushing my teeth, showering, stuff like that. But as far as drinking goes, yes, we always bring, at least a case. Last year was 2 cases, we brought with us, which I thought was very unnecessary. But I digress. Yeah, always throw a case of water in the car, and you should always have water in your vehicle anyway, especially on a long trip. Also, to go back to number 15 real quick, Any medications or anything, get a pill organizer so you can go ahead and throw that in that overnight bag so you don't have to, take everything out to take any type of medication that you might use. Number 18, first aid kit, and it needs to be accessible. I am big on this. This is, I went ahead and actually made our own first aid kit. You can buy them pre-made, but I just went to the dollar store, bought some Band-Aids, stuff like that, and went to Home Depot and bought one of the, like a little parts organizer, and threw some stuff in there. I have, I keep Band-Aids, alcohol wipes, Tylenol, Motrin, hydration salts like Liquid IV, stuff like that, anti-diarrheal, Tums, some different over-the-counter medications, some Band-Aids. Nothing huge. We don't need like tourniquets or, although I wouldn't down you for it, but mostly just your kind of small stuff, scrapes, bumps, bruises, etc. Keep that stuff ready and accessible. You never know. Number 19, try to get to your destination in the early afternoon. Well, what I can say is usually, and the reason I say this, once you get to your destination, which most times for us, we have timeshares. We stay in kind of like condos. So we go grocery shopping. So when you get there early in the afternoon, that gives you the opportunity to, number one, kind of slowly unpack, calmly get something for dinner, go to the grocery store, things like that, and it's not like midnight or 1 a.m. It just makes for a more relaxed, you're already going to be tired anyway, so it just kind of makes for a more relaxed day. So try to, time getting into your hotel, I think usually hotel check-ins are like 3 o'clock, so try to get in there right around then, so that way you can sort of relax and take a breath and still be able to feed everybody dinner, go grab whatever else you need, kind of identify your surroundings, and what's near you and stuff like that. Find your Walmart, grocery store, what have you. But yes, get there pretty early, when you can check in. So around 3 o'clock. And then number 20, final number 20, is going to be, stay fucking calm. Yeah. Do the best you can to stay calm. Calm, cool, and collected. Level heads prevail usually. I know they can be long trips and people get very agitated and aggravated and everybody's kind of at each other's throats. And, even when traveling on a plane, I mean, it can be stressful. It's not really a leisurely experience. You're just trying to get somewhere and kind of enjoy yourself and time with each other. But, the ride down sometimes can be disastrous because people are angry. They're miserable. They don't want to be in the car anymore. They want to get out, and especially little kids, they can be very hard to deal with. And tension builds. So yeah, definitely stay fucking calm. Try to. You're gonna have unexpected things happen during your trip, whether it be traffic backed up, or like I said, bathroom trip, stuff like that. So stay as calm as possible and try to make the best of it. Try to enjoy it. Look around, check different things out. Maybe, like I said, we like to stop different places that we don't really have here to eat. That's another thing you can do. I guess we'll call it tip 20A or 20.1. Look around when you're reviewing your route. And look at some places that you might want to stop. Whatever you're into. Me, I like outdoor stuff. So if there's like a big Bass Pro Shop maybe somewhere, or an REI or something like that I don't get to go to all the time, or that might be different, get out, stretch your legs, walk around, especially when you're at rest stops. And that's a great way to do it. You can go inside it, even if it's raining, and everybody can kind of get out of the car and relax a little bit, and maybe look around at some stuff, and then hop back in, and it'll make for a better trip. So, with that said, thank you very much for listening to this week's episode of Adventures in Dudeness. I hope you have a great rest of your week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family time. Enjoy that time off. And, as always, go ahead and if you have anything to say to me, you can always hit me up on the email, adventuresindudeness@gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram and X. You can go ahead and direct message me over there. Check out my socials. Oh, also big kind of an update or change of things while I have this week off. I'm going to be doing some stuff, and I know I mention my YouTube channel probably just about every episode, and that's because that is another place where this show is available for people to listen to, even though I think it's just like a still frame picture, so visually there's really nothing, but you can listen to the episode there. But yes, this week while I am off on vacation, I am going to be developing Adventures in Dudeness TV, or AID TV. I hope everybody can take some time, go check that stuff out. I have some things planned today that I'm going to do, some cooking, and a few other things, a few other videos, ideas that I want to try. I hope that everybody can get over there and check that out. I would greatly appreciate it. It's just going to be a kind of a visual representation of sort of what I'm trying to do with the podcast, and maybe do some DIY and be able to show you guys some stuff, and just another way to kind of connect and do some things. So again, thanks for tuning in. Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy your family, enjoy your Thanksgiving, and I will see you on the next Monday morning at 6 a.m.